you guys, my name is Lenora, and as always, welcome back to my channel. Today's video will be life after the tonsillectomy surgery. If you haven't already, check out the previous videos that I've done. Everything you need and more before your surgery, as well as my experience day to day from start to finish. And then of course we're wrapping it up with this video, unless I come up with some more ideas. But in this video, I will talk to you about the facts versus the myths, as well as how I feel about the surgery. How's my life after the surgery? Has anything changed? Let's get into it. So I want to start it off by saying, do I regret this surgery? The answer is no. I am not experiencing any of the things that I was experiencing. No tonsillitis, no tonsil stone. First myth is that this is just no big deal. The surgery is no big deal. The surgery itself may not be like a life-threatening surgery. The recovery is definitely a mother. People will tell you, when you're panicking about it or when you're in pain, they'll be like, girl, it's just a little sore throat, and you will want to behead them, but you cannot do that. You cannot do that. So definitely ignore them because they don't know. And if you're watching this and you have a loved one that went through this, do not just tell them that it's just a sore throat, because it's everything but that. Ice cream. Ice cream is definitely a myth that ice cream is the go-to. Maybe for children. As an adult, you eat ice cream if you want to. Ice cream, milkshake, dairy, that stuff is just gonna have you with tons of morphine. Did my voice change? I may try to upload a clip. That's a myth. Definitely people say your voice will change. My hubby tells me that little to no difference. I don't know that there's a difference. I mean, sometimes I alter my voice, don't we all? But I don't know. I don't think there's a difference in my voice. And if it is, it's not anything big. So I think that if you're a singer or anything, you shouldn't have any issues. Another myth is definitely being out of breath. I feel that I was generally out of breath to begin with, so it doesn't really bother me. Fact to myth. So a fact is my throat is more sensitive now, or at least I feel that way. Whenever I come into contact with a hot and spicy food, I cough. Like I do. And I don't know if this is something that's normal, but it was never normal for me. I could start eating chili immediately and I wasn't coughing. But now if it's just anything hot, just anything hot and spicy, that combo together, I cough. I have to do this cough. It's like it's going to happen. So if I am not a doctor or a nurse, definitely keep that in mind. Let me give that disclaimer. So this is just my experience. Verify everything with your doctor. So something that I feel like is kind of a double-edged sword is the fact that people say it makes your immune system weaker. That, I want to say, is a myth. By definition, it probably would be considered a fact, because one of the roles of your tonsils are to protecting you from germs and infection. So seemingly, if you remove something that does that, then you seemingly make your immune system a little bit weaker. But the reason I say that's kind of like a myth, to me at least, is because a fact is I feel like it made my immune system stronger. And the reason I say this is because I did catch common colds a lot and more often, and I don't feel like I get them as much. Now, it's definitely a myth if somebody tells you that you won't catch a cold again. Now, that's just a myth. You will. And if someone tells you you won't get strep throat again, I'm sorry. I have heard of members saying they've gotten it again. I do not know that. I don't believe it has been as severe or just come with as much. I would not know, as I haven't had strep throat to my knowledge. But definitely join the group. I'll link the link in the description. Join the group so that you can get all the advice that you need on that. Another fact is that I went from being a snorer to not being a snorer. Losing weight. Fact. I would say this is a fact. Now, I wouldn't say that if you are obese or anything that you can just expect an entire replacement of weight loss surgery or anything, but losing weight is definitely something that can be a fact for you. The reason being is because you're not eating as much and you're not eating the same things that you normally eat. For the skinny girls, like me, the smaller girls, you know, we're not trying to lose no weight. So I will say I didn't lose a ton of weight. So you don't have to worry about going from like, you don't have to worry about disappearing. So, but you may lose a couple pounds. So another myth is no gag reflux. I wish that were true, but that is not true. Another myth I feel is better sleep. People say that they experience better sleep after the surgery. That was not true for me. I wouldn't say it was immediately after the surgery, but probably in 2017, I had one of the worst cases of sleep paralysis ever. Like, I was having it almost every night. Like, it got so bad to where I had to get some kind of sleep appointment scheduled that I ended up never going to. So another myth is that a tonsillectomy is only for kids. Like, now if that were the case, we wouldn't be here today. Ice cream was a myth, because I'm throwing that in there again. Another myth is, I feel like is a myth, is that bleeding is rare. I mean, but in my group, at least for the ratio for my group, we had a lot of people that experienced the bleeding. I won't say that every last one of them had to go back into surgery, but yeah. But your doctor, depending on where you live, may give you the statistic 1 in something. It'll be something where you'll be like, okay, I'll be fine. But I just want you to know, I'm not saying it'll happen, but be aware of it. Don't just be so comfortable, because it was a lot of people that did experience that. Overall, after the tonsillectomy, I am a normal human being. Like, and these are the questions that you really have when you're worried. So, I mean, I can do anything that I wanted to do prior. Now, if you're a person that does a lot of swimming, you will need to join the group and ask people, because I have heard myths as well about people. And you know, they either say that you breathe better, or they either say that you can barely breathe. A fact was hair loss for me, but there could have been some things that I was doing wrong that contributed to this. But in general, with surgery, women, there is a myth that, you know, we can lose our hair after surgery. And I will say I did experience that. I will not be posting pictures of that, but you can imagine. So I did have some hair loss. It was not pretty. It was very depressing. I had other things going on in my life that could have aided to that, but I do want to address that in case somebody is wondering. That wraps up this video. Definitely join my group if you haven't already. Like, comment, subscribe. This will likely be the final video regarding the tonsillectomy, unless I think of something else that I missed. Comment what I missed. I'm sure I probably missed some myths and stuff, but those are the ones that I felt like were important enough to address. Stick around, look through my channel. Is there anything that I post that you may be interested in besides the tonsillectomy stuff? Go back and watch the other videos in case you need reassurance. I would do it. Bottom line, I would do it if you need to do it. You know, no one wants to keep having to purchase medicine, or just feeling sick, or you can't even have a conversation without a tonsil stone about to choke you to death. Like, I would say it was worth it. I feel completely normal after the surgery. I don't feel like it affected me anything. If anything, it did me a service, and I'm able to not have tonsillitis. So for me, it was definitely worth it. And yeah, if there's anything else that you need, you would like to talk, feel free to look at my social media. I will answer any questions. Don't forget to subscribe, and I will see you all in the next video.